Welcome back. We are here in 1504, and in the last one, we had Lionel become an infant. Isla got engaged to Edom Knight, much to her mother's chagrin. Cassandra started a charity. Lots of things are going on. The Peacock family did lose Bendix. He was murdered by Robert. We'll come back to that as well. So let's think about what is going on. Oh, and the queen died. So first we have Lionel Larkin, who can't roll a 7, 14, or a 19. Okay, here we go. Okay, he survived. That was kind of scary for a second. These new rolls are kind of scary. No 2, 4, or 6 for Althea Goth. Here we go for her. She survives. Now, Gabriel. And then Elaine Landgrab also. But Gabriel, no 7 or 13. No 7 or 13. Oh, okay. Gabriel survived. He's becoming a teenager. And Elaine survived. But she's not getting married, you guys. Oh my gosh, Elaine rolled not to get married. Okay. Elaine Landgrab. She is not getting married. We're definitely going to have to add in a new family to add some more girls for Gabriel to see what he likes. Maybe his father will have to step in. Ooh. Oh, we have so many good options. Okay. Gabriel's going to be messy. We're going to enjoy this. It's going to be fun. Let's hop into the game. Okay, so we are adding another family, and it is from Sims Player 123. And this is the Light Royal family. And I thought that they would be a fun addition for this time period. The Light family is a royal family from a faraway land. Princess Diana has been a part of multiple scandals, so her brother finally decided he needed to do something before she completely ruined their image. This is King Henry, not our King Henry. Gave her a choice to either marry someone of his choosing or be disowned and become a peasant. Unknown to her, King Henry has his own secrets, aka a mistress, who is their servant. Diana never wanted to marry, but she hates the thought of being a peasant more. So I thought this would be a fun family to add in right now. So this is King Henry and his wife, Queen Arabella. She is currently pregnant, as is the mistress servant, Linda Smith. And then his sister, Diana, is evil and hates children, which I thought would be a fun addition as well. What I'm thinking is, so I tried to Google why Henry VIII would marry his brother's widow. And so one person suggested that it was his father's dying wish because he marries her right after his father passes away. So what I'm thinking is maybe that our King Henry is trying to get his son to marry Catherine, but he is kind of hesitant, resistant. He's also a lot younger than her, so he's only just becoming a teenager this year, so he's still only like 13. So marriage isn't super in the cards, but probably what I'm thinking is this King Henry had, heard that the young future king is now going to be of marriageable age, and he wants to marry his sister off. Not only marry her off to someone of good standing, but also to someone who, doesn't know her reputation from their kingdom, because Princess Diana has a reputation of scandals. So I'm thinking this family has come here to find a proper noble husband for Princess Diana, because people here don't really know about her history or, who she is and stuff. And so they can probably easier find her a husband. So obviously we know that Henry isn't going to marry her, but maybe, maybe she could be an option for Gabriel. Who knows? But that's kind of what I'm thinking for right now. So let's go into our family. But yeah, I'm thinking Gabriel should do like the reformed rake aspiration or something like that, where we have him have a bunch of different relationships. So let's hop into the game because his birthday is on day 1. So let's get going on that. All right, so we are here. The first thing we're going to do is get ready for Gabriel's birthday. So we want him to get a birthday cake, and then we'll get him to present to the queen, and we'll also get a coming out ball. So that's the first order of business, is Gabriel's birthday adventures. So there's that. And then Cassandra is still working on the truly accomplished aspiration. Honestly, she finished it. She just had to read the 5 books, which like I don't honestly even care about that part. And it's so hard to do that part because the game glitches every single time that Sims are reading. So that's whatever. But anyway, we are going to bake the cake. We're also working on Eleanor doing the motor aspiration for children. So she's working on that currently. And everyone's overheating, but you got to go to school too. So, no, but not you, Gabriel. You need to stay here and blow out the candles. So, Gabriel is going to blow out the candles. He is going to become a teenager. We'll get to see what he looks like. And he rolled romantic. How perfect is that? Because I was already planning on doing the reform rake aspiration with him. And then he rolled romantic. Like, that works out so perfectly. So, I'm really excited about that. I think that that worked out really well. So, I'm definitely excited about that. We're going to continue to have Cassandra and Isla work on improving their estates, and then also Cassandra will be working on her charity as well. So probably not in this part, but in the next part, we will start to think about what Gabriel wants to do with his life. And obviously, we already talked about it, that I wanted him to do some stuff with the new pack. So that's what we're going to focus on. Is he's going to, maybe he'll like buy a mine or something, and then get crystals and all of that stuff in order to refine them, and then eventually foray into jewelry making or something. So that's where we're going to go with that. And honestly, every single time I always forget, like I put so many people in red outfits that I think that I'm supposed to put everyone in red outfits. I'm going to come back in like 2 seconds to put him in a yellow outfit. I cannot believe I did that. But anyway, so he is going to wear this really snazzy kind of sparkly, golden, shimmery kind of outfit. So that's pretty interesting. I also think that it's good because it kind of shows off his wealth a little bit. So that is definitely fun. And then we are going to just copy and paste the outfits from there. I don't really want to deal with actually doing the thing. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to put his new picture here. He looks so good. He is such a handsome boy, just like his father, of course. The teenagers always look a little small, in my opinion. Like their bodies look kind of like horizontally small. But anyway, we are going to continue on with him. I think that it would be really interesting. So he's going to be the future Viscount, and I think that he definitely enjoys that. I think that he likes having kind of a little bit of a fancier situation, especially being good friends with the Crown Prince. So I think that he is definitely going to be a little snobby. But anyway, there's another fire. I'm just, no more fireplaces. No more fireplaces. All of you I can't deal with you. So I'm going to try and put out this fire. For some reason they can't. I just feel like we've been having a lot of fires lately. Am I the only one who thinks that? Haven't you guys noticed that we've been having a lot of fires lately? It's kind of really weird. But anyway, moving on. We're just going to try our best to put those out. We are going to then... Okay, she's fine. I have to fix his outfits. We have to get everybody's stuff done. And okay, so in the last one for Isla, she got engaged to Edom, and we know that Heath is currently courting with Esther. So that is what's going on there. And then we're going to introduce the new family during the coming out ball. Like I said before, I think that what is going to be happening is that we are going to have the new royal family be here in order to, get Henry. And so obviously that's not going to work out for them. So we do have Princess Diana as a potential future spouse for somebody. So I think that she would be an interesting one. Gabriel got kind of an average response for presenting to the queen. That's fine. We're going to have the coming out ball, invite everyone over. Gabriel is going to meet all of the ladies. So I think that that is going to be fun. Let me I had taken some notes. So there is that. I didn't take as many notes on Elaine because she actually did not show up to our coming out ball. So there is that. And we have a little Lionel just doing his thing. Okay, so let's invite everyone to the ball. The ladies that are currently, potential matches for him are Sybil, Peacock, Kennedy, Dubois, Princess Diana Light, and Elaine Landgrab. So I think that obviously Princess Diana would be the highest ranking woman, but actually she, she's not here for him. So that is not something that he would be, focused on, I guess. Like he wouldn't, maybe he would flirt with her a bit, but he doesn't really expect anything to come out of that. So there is that. And then we have, we have Kennedy, who is the daughter of a marquis, and Elaine, who is the daughter of a baron. So that is definitely something that we have to keep in mind, because even though like the Peacock family is really well regarded, regardless of that they do not have a title and, therefore are not at as high a level as the other ladies. So there is that. And then we have, let's see. Okay, so when I upped their, what do you call it? Their first impressions. When I re-upped their first impressions, we have in the background we have the queen dancing with the mistress of her husband. Anyway, so he's talking to all the ladies. He's being a total ladies' man and everything. So Sybil, they both had negative first impressions of each other. Kennedy, she had a good first impression of him, but he had a bad first impression of her, although they have good compatibility. So there is that. And then also for Diana, and also, like, Diana has the same name as our mom, I'm just saying. But Diana, she had a good first impression of him. He had a bad first impression of her. They actually have bad compatibility, but he thinks she's very attractive, which is hilarious. And then with Elaine, I got to her later, but they both had a bad first impression of each other, and that's all I wrote down. So there is that. Also, it looks like I am just letting her hair peek out of the back there, which is totally fine, but whatever. So yeah, that is all of the ladies. He is meeting them and, spending time with them. And I'm not going to start anything right this second. We are going to instead be focused on just kind of meeting everybody. You can see, like, they are just flocking to him. I love it. He is definitely going to be romantic and a ladies' man and all of that stuff. So I think that he is going to be a lot of fun to play with, especially doing this aspiration. He needs to have 5 relationships. So that is going to definitely be something that we're going to start focusing on next time. It's not a right now us thing. That's not what I wanted to do with his first year as a teenager. I want him to get his etiquette skill up and all of that stuff. So we're also kind of getting to the area where it's starting to be a climax for the ladies. They are definitely having a lot happen. Cassandra and Isla are having, Cassandra's story actually hasn't really started, but Isla's story is coming to a head here. Because a lot is still going to happen. I also want him to get an A in school, because we have a child get an A in school as one of the parts of the aspiration that Siobhan currently has. So because of that, we're going to let her have him get an A in school. And since, boys would be doing more education than girls just because of the way that society was, which is really annoying, but true. But yeah, that's the way it is. So anyway, we are going to have him do his homework. And okay, get all that done. The baby is not feeling well, but they never are. We'll have him work on his etiquette skill. And yeah, it's like randomly time during the day. What is that even supposed to be? Anyway, let me just get my words working again. Yeah, so we have her practicing typing. Eleanor is doing a good job there. We have everyone chatting. I did want to, okay, so now it's the next day. So what we need to do is have Lionel age up into a toddler. So I want him to do that. And let's get him going there. And Siobhan is going to bake the cake, of course. And then we'll age him up into a toddler. We'll get him a quick makeover, and then we will go on, because what I do want to do is have Cassandra have a charity event so that she can get money for her charity and, you know, just be focused on the charity and all of that stuff, because obviously she is going to be working hard on that. You know, all of Mortimer's children are going to be go-getters because that is just the way that it is for them. So they are definitely excited about that. And we are going to then, again, here he is. We just aged him up. He aged up pretty well. And that's all good. So, yeah, here he is, our cutie. I think he actually came out really cute, so I'm excited about that. And I did also, let me say this while we're just doing outfits, because that's not very interesting, is that I did have a glitch with the Queen Light. She ended up having her, of course, this always happens to me. They go into labor right when I like go to the map view or something, and then it glitches out. And so I had to do all this stuff to get her to actually have her babies, which were twins. And I did name them. So we have the Crown Prince of the Light family, who is Prince Alphonse. I didn't want to name him Henry again because we have so many Henrys. And then we have Princess Augusta. They were twins, so that's really exciting. Also, the maid is still pregnant, so we'll see where that goes. But anyway, we are going to just have them be here. And all right, we're just checking on our charity. And then, like I said, we want to host a charity event. We can see if we can collect money for the charity, get some people over. I do want to have Cassandra talking to some people and, you know, meeting some people and all of that stuff. So, we're going to invite everyone over. Mortimer, of course, went straight for the cake, as per usual. That's fine. But, oh well. We are going to deal with that later. And then, okay. We're going to start. I just honestly had her come outside because I wanted to actually talk to these people. It takes forever for them to come inside, but it is good. The Crown Prince has come to our house, and he is here, and he is going to, you know, hopefully give a lot of money to us. Actually, his enemy status with Gabriel has gone down a lot as they've gotten older. I think that that's kind of coming to the fact of, as they get more mature, they're kind of like more like friendly rivals, and they like to go back and forth, and they like to compete with each other and all this good stuff. But that doesn't mean that they're like enemies. Like, they're not trying to like kill each other or anything. So there is that. And then I'm just going to have her collecting money from some of these people. Just enjoying the party, even though we're outside. Let's just say it's a garden party in our garden, our front garden. But yeah, oh, and then so this is when Elaine showed up, and that is why we are going to have Elaine and have her have a bad first impression. I mean, it's not a first impression, but like a bad impression. And then also we do have some of the new teenagers here today, so I think that that should be fun too. And I want you to notice that Serdic actually didn't show up to Cassandra's charity event, and she is really mad about that. Even Nigel Beza, his little brother, showed up, but Serdic didn't show up. And that's like really hurtful to her that her fiance didn't even show up to this. But we're just going to have her chatting with everyone else. And I just want to say, like, someone who is totally turning out to be a cutie is, okay, let me see if I can do this. Herlifer Gamo. And he's sitting to Cassandra's right, and he just got a big fat crush on her. So I'm just saying, you know, he has a big crush on her. I love it. So Cassandra may be getting some male attention outside of her fiance because he, you know, it must be hard for her, right? Like, think about how she is dealing with the fact that she is, you know, kind of being neglected and ignored by her fiance. Meanwhile, you know, some of these guys are totally willing to give her attention. They are not her fiance, and they are not, you know, of the class that she needs to be marrying into, especially with everything that Mortimer has been through to deal with all of that. And so it's just something that I think is interesting that it's come up, that, you know, it definitely is something that is interesting to me, because Cassandra is definitely going to have a dramatic story too. So she is getting some attention outside of Serdic. So there is that, again, working on the all that stuff. And then also, so the mistress of the king, Light, also had her baby, and we named her Barbetta. So that is, they had a daughter as well. So she is illegitimate, but anyway. So those 3 kids are around the same age. And yeah, you can see that I'm trying to fix it. It's not working. Like, it's a mess. So I am not going to deal with that. It is a tough situation, but I don't care. So we are going to pretend like everything is fine and just go from there. So I am going to then travel to the estate. What is it? Like the ballroom that I made. We don't need to like call it anything else. The ballroom, in order to have another event. So the reason I wanted to have another event is because I was actually going to do something at the charity event, and then I kind of forgot because I was so focused on getting all the tasks done for the charity event, and I really wanted to make sure I got all of those done, and just did all of that stuff. Wow, Mortimer. Go Mortimer. Look at him. But of course, as soon as I invited everyone out, the time is actually quite late, and because of that, everybody leaves. Everybody leaves immediately. So that's kind of frustrating. So I called over the club just to get people here. I really wanted to bring them here because I want to have some stuff happen. But I also wanted to point out that maybe a reason for Serdic not being at her charity event, but Nigel was, so maybe not. But it looks like the Baron actually passed away. So the Baron has passed away, which makes Serdic the new Baron. His father passed away unexpectedly, and it's just like a big deal here that his father did end up passing, and so a lot is happening in Serdic's life. He does come to this event, and Cassandra is really nice to him about the fact that his father has passed. She is definitely wanting to, you know, console him and all of that stuff. She does not want him to have any, you know, she's trying to make it better for him. Like, she's not going to complain about him not coming to her event and stuff when his father just died, right? So she's just going to be good and all that. So anyway, Siobhan has something up her sleeve. She has not given up on having Heath marry her daughter instead of marrying Edom Knight, who is not good enough in her opinion. So what is happening is Esther is up here in the bathroom just freshening up and stuff. And so Siobhan actually comes in here with Tobias Allison. Now he is one of, I think he's like the only single guy left from that bachelor group that I brought in. So here he is, and then Siobhan kind of finds an excuse to get out of the room so that when Esther comes back into the room from the bathroom, only Tobias is there, and she's just like, you know, chatting with Tobias is also socially awkward, so I think that that's an interesting thing, that he's socially awkward, so they're probably making small talk or whatever. And so Siobhan and Gabriel have a really good relationship, so she says, Gabriel, come with me, like, we need to do something for your sister. And he's like, okay. So they come into the room, and Siobhan starts kicking up a big fuss about the fact that Tobias and Esther were alone in the room together, sitting on this couch together, like all that stuff. So Siobhan starts kicking up such a fuss that people start coming into the room to find out what the deal is, like what's going on. And so, they kind of see that Esther and Tobias were alone in this room together, sitting kind of close together. Maybe Siobhan, makes it sound like it's more than it was. Like, I saw them, like, canoodling on the couch together. How dare you? Like, blah, blah, blah. And so they all, like, start to get in an argument because, of course, Esther didn't do anything. And she's like, no, you don't understand. Like, we were just, all this stuff. And so Siobhan just totally talks over her. Imagine Bridgerton season 2 when Lady Featherington tried to get her daughter married to Cousin Jack. So it's like that, where she comes into the room and she causes a big stink and is like, well, I guess you guys have to get married now. So they just kind of have this whole thing. And of course, Heath is there. So he comes in and he's like, oh, like, wow. And Heath is a very proper sim. He's very proper. And so he is like, you were alone in a room with a man. Like, that's improper. That's so improper. And he's not happy about that. So he is going to kind of call off his courtship with Esther. And I know, okay, you guys, I love Esther. I love her so much. And I don't want anything bad to happen to her. But unfortunately for Esther is that, Siobhan is evil. Like, Siobhan is so bad. She is so horrible, and she has found a way to get Esther and Heath broken up, and unfortunately for Esther, that means that she ends up having to marry this, like, old man. So she has to marry this old guy and deal with that because of Siobhan's scheming, and I'm sure her family are not happy about the whole situation. I'm sure that, her father, like, because honestly, none of her other family members were there at that event, so she had no one to kind of back her up and stuff. And so anyway, they get home, and Isla obviously knows what her mom has been up to. She is not surprised in the least that her mom is still scheming behind her back, and so she starts arguing with her mom and is like, how could you do that? Like, Esther is actually a really nice person and all this stuff, because even she did like Esther. Like, Isla actually likes Esther, and she feels really bad for her because she thinks that this is so undeserved, because Esther is a good person and Esther doesn't deserve to have this happen to her. And Siobhan's obviously, like, playing the victim, like, I'm just doing it for you. I just want you to be able to, have the life that you deserve. And she was trying to take that life from you and all this stuff, right? So that's the deal. And so Siobhan is basically playing the victim here, acting like it's, all for Isla and all this stuff. And Isla is just like, don't do this stuff. Like, I can't stand it when you do this stuff. And she just gets really mad, and she basically tells her mom to back off. And obviously her mom's not listening to her, right? Like, her mom did not back off when she asked her mom to back off previously. So she is really, really frustrated with that, is that her mom just ruined Esther's life. Like, Esther was a good person. She didn't deserve this. And Heath really liked her, and she really liked him, and they were going to have a good life. And Siobhan just ruined it all just for the chance that her daughter could marry Heath. And so I am so sad because I love Esther. I love Esther so much, and she could have just had a really nice, happy life with Heath, but I'm sorry, but Siobhan is a schemer. She wants her daughter married to Heath, and so Esther was the victim of that. So Esther had to go off and get married to Tobias and marry an old man, and unfortunately live her life that way. She is really not happy about it, but that's just the way it is, right? Like, there's nothing we can do about it. So, it's so tough. But regardless, what's going on is that we are then going to try and deal with our game, because apparently it's not working. And I think that the problem was the space on my computer. Now, I know I've been saying I need a new computer, and I'm probably going to say that for like months before I actually get a new computer. But this computer is like kind of old. It has like only 100 something gigabytes of space on it, which is very, very small amount. Like I don't even think they make computers with that small amount anymore. They make at least like 250 or something nowadays. So I really should get a new computer. I'm just deterred by the fact that I'm actually going to have to set it up and stuff. But that's just the way it is. So anyway, what we do have, so I'm going to head over to the Knight family just because I might as well try something. But what we do have is we have we have 4 ladies that Mortimer could potentially date. He needs 5 though, so I am going to add in a 5th family probably next time because I do want to add them in while they're still around the same age. So we'll probably do that, and then. So at the Knight family, obviously Esther has had to just marry Tobias, and the family is very unhappy because the Knight family has a really good reputation, and the fact that Esther just had a bad reputation because of that and had a scandal associated with her is really, really hard for them. And, you know, we have a very loyal Sim here. Edom is very loyal to his twin and everything, and he's so angry. And, you know, he knows that it's Siobhan's fault, and he's like, your family... We're supposed to get engaged. We're engaged. We're supposed to get married. Our families are supposed to be the same. And instead, you had your family, you know, betray mine. Like, we're supposed to be the same family now. And instead of just keeping her mouth shut, your mother made a big stink and blah, blah, blah. And so he breaks up with her. And she is really unhappy about the situation. She's like, he broke up with her. He broke up with her because, you know, of what her mother did. And so now she doesn't have any engagement, any betrothed, anything. So that's really, really stressful for Isla. She really has to find someone now, someone else. But anyway, I did want to just quickly have Alice and Robert got executed for their murder of Bendix. The crown executed them, so that's what happened there. And yeah, so there's a lot going on. Isla is now without anyone to marry her. She's got to get back onto the market and hustle. So it's also a really big deal when a man breaks up with a woman, right? Like, obviously, it's caused potential shame to Isla because of Edom's behavior, but I think it's not going to be that big a deal because the Knight family is already having problems. So the likelihood is that they would be the ones who face the backlash. But anyway, we're going to continue on in the next one with what is Isla going to do? What is Cassandra going to do? What is Gabriel going to do? We get a lot going on. I love it when the kids become teenagers because we can start making drama. So I will catch you guys in the next one.